Hello, there are no dull facts regarding water in the southern hemisphere swirling in the other direction. That isn't correct, by the way. Today we'll tell you about astounding phenomena that most people are unaware of. For example, in the Middle Ages, the Japanese ninja used the size of a cat's pupil to measure time. Due to the animal's sensitivity to light and the lack of artificial illumination at the time, their pupils took on distinctive shapes at different times of the day. Imagine how inventive individuals had to be in those days. Do you get irritated when you buy a wonderful bag of chips for the evening and it's half empty? It's not that snack producers are greedy. The interior of the bag contains nitrogen, not just air. It keeps potato chips fresh and prevents them from being stale, and it's critical that there's enough of it. It also serves as a shock absorber, preventing the chips from crumbling before you can open them. Student parties might be strange, but nothing compares to the annual show put on by freshmen of St Andrew University in Scotland. They fight one another with cans of shaving foam as part of an invitation ceremony. It's unclear where this custom originated, but it appears that someone from the faculty used to have fun like this when he was a student. If you ever find yourself at an airplane factory, don't be shocked if someone stuffs a chicken into an air cannon and fires it straight at the windshield. This is how the engineers ensure that the glass can resist bird impacts, which occur often in flight. These lads know how to have a good time. If the prospect of attending a symphony orchestra concert bores you, consider attending a typewriter orchestra event. Yes, this is a genuine phenomenon that has been around for over 2 decades. Now all we have to do is wait for some rapper to make a song using this rhythm. However, if someone asked you what banknotes are composed of, you'd almost certainly respond, paper. Actually, this is far from the case. In today's world, most bills are constructed of a cotton and linen blend. That's why they can withstand several washings and last so long. Although it appears that sharks couldn't possibly grow much scarier, there is one fact about them that you may not be aware of. Some of these predators have the ability to invert their stomachs and draw them back in. They do it when they need to get rid of unpleasant food quickly or when they're feeling uneasy. You have a few seconds to figure out what this unusual object is. Don't give up. This is a television light simulator that produces the illusion of presence in a house while the owners are not present. It goes on automatically when it gets dark outside the window, although we all know Kevin McAllister invented it in the 1990s. The military history of the past has a plethora of utterly ridiculous concepts. For example, American troops plan to drop over 1 million bats together with small aerial bombs in the Japanese city of Osaka. The operation's impact would be 10 times greater than a conventional bombing, but it was mercifully never carried out. If you've ever watched an American film about the Vietnam War, you've probably noticed one detail. Many troops wore at the time helmets with a pack of cigarettes and bullets attached. Do you think it's just some more ammo? That's not the case. To avoid confusing other soldiers in front of the enemy in the deep forest, the bullets were frequently fastened to the back of the helmet. Now, we'll all tell you a truth that'll most likely prompt you to go looking for your cat and inspect their paws. Have you ever observed that these creatures' front paws have an additional pad that does not contact the ground while they walk? This is a shock absorber, similar to those used in running shoes, that ensures a smooth landing. Americans who are sick of mosquito bites throughout the summer may visit Disney World in Florida. There aren't any of these insects to be found there. In the famed amusement park, however, there are no mosquitoes. The designers of Disney World employed a few ways to accomplish this. To begin with, there are no areas with stagnant water where mosquitoes normally breed. Second, specific bug traps have been set around the perimeter. Finally, the park's region is home to an army of hens who take the majority of the bites. Good day, darkness. There are days in the United States when you may see an inflatable rat on the streets of various cities. Do you have any idea why? You'd assume this is how some people had fun on Halloween or something, but these rats are actually a symbol of American labor union strikes. It's easy to deduce what the workers are trying to convey when they showcase this animal in protest of poor working conditions. Some children may face repercussions as a result of their actions, but these individuals are compensated for their efforts. Yes, train tracks are occasionally lit on fire when it gets particularly cold and the switches on the rails start to fail. On each train there is a heating system specifically for these situations, although it can also fail. Have you ever noticed how every egg in a jar is the same size? Their diameter varies widely depending on the production stage, which is why farmers devised these amusing scales to select eggs before selling them many years ago. Elon Musk was correct. This is it. Robots have the potential to take over the world. They figured out how to procreate. According to the scientists that developed these robots at the University of Vermont in the United States, they did guarantee, however, that they would only employ xenobiot or benign causes, such as in the realm of regenerative medicine. Furthermore, the process of reproduction can be managed, at least for the time being. The Detroit Red Wings games are not recommended for restaurant cooks. Imagine their surprise when octopuses are thrown into the rink. This tradition dates back to 1952 when two Detroit Red Wing supporters tossed an octopus on the rink after the team won the Stanley Cup. Since then, in every big competition, another fan has followed in their footsteps. There is a clam in the deep depths that enjoys throwing parties. It doesn't even need to do anything. It already resembles a disco ball. The animal, it turns out, employs the stroboscopic effect to entice prey before killing it with a single lightning-fast attack. Metal blocks began to emerge on stairwells, railings, benches and curbs in many places today in order to prevent the omnipresent skaters and boxers from enjoying life, but the men don't give up and continue to discover methods to have fun. This individual has the most stylish flock of sheep in the area. He didn't paint them for the purpose of beautiful Instagram shots. A farmer in England was fed up with his sheep being stolen, so he decided to make the thieves' lives a little more difficult. These weird oval-shaped stickers may be found on almost every fruit in the supermarket. They carry crucial trade identifiers, and while such stickers are not meant for ingesting, don't worry if they end up in your stomach with your meal. Natural elements such as rubber are used to make the sticker glue. Food colours are utilised, and the paper is completely edible. It turns out these were typewriters that could be used for both text and notes, and this is how they appeared. In reality, this way of writing down music proved to be quite cumbersome. Thus, most 20th century composers continue to record their masterpieces by hand. Such wonderful innovation is now only found in museums. This video depicts what is arguably the most bizarre vinyl record ever made. This isn't a vinyl record at all, but rather a Brazilian PAL's edit. Brazilian tree eco-activists are concerned since the number of these trees is rapidly declining. They devised a really poignant campaign to raise awareness of this issue, decoding the information on the PAL Brasilia rings and turning it into a piano symphony. It appears that an unexpected unveiling of a new automobile happened here. Actually, what you're seeing is a rare natural phenomenon called ice flow rotation, which occurs occasionally in slow-moving rivers and even on lakes. They have a perfect circular form because they grind against the surrounding ice thanks to the produced vortex. Many individuals throughout the world have lost their employment for a long period in the previous year, including taxi drivers. But Thailand has discovered a unique solution to this problem. To feed their families, their professional taxi drivers opted to plant tomatoes, cucumbers and herbs on the roofs of their vehicles. You may have noticed in the movies that the ship's compass is kept in a unique box known as a Pinnacle. Can you figure out why? Yes, it's straightforward. The compass is protected from extraneous disturbances by this construction, which also minimizes the error margin. Consider what this instrument might reveal if metal structures were present. What are the similarities between moles and crayfish? They're all good at excavating subterranean tunnels, it turns out. Crayfish use this to gain access to groundwater. It also has the appearance of a volcano. Isn't that crazy? Prepare to see an unexpected neighbour if you ever go surfing in Australia. It's possible that a kangaroo will emerge nearby. We had no idea these creatures were outstanding swimmers and could even dive. With arms this short, it seemed impossible. A word of caution, when handling figs, be aware that you may find a deadly wasp or a swarm of them within. The issue is, figs contain flowers concealed inside them. With fruit, insects you use to pollinate and lay eggs, but you'll only receive that surprise if you eat wild figs. Self-pollinated fruits with no added filling are cultivated for sale. This bike appears to have heard a new TikTok sound and is simply dancing. Honda created an independent balancing mechanism for this peculiar feature. This device assists bicyclists in maintaining balance and prevents the vehicle from tipping over on one side. We understand that you're perplexed right now, but don't worry, we'll clear things up for you. This guy isn't insane. This glass is actually edible. Naturally, it's not made of glass, but of gelatin, similar to gummy candies. Such cups can not only delight guests, but also benefit the environment. The substance is biodegradable and may even be used as fertilizer, and it's very easy to create at home. This worm, Leiocrates chimera aurum, is just over an inch long but produces one of the loudest noises in the seas, reaching 160 decibels. In contrast, weapons produce around 140 decibels of noise. This capacity is required for the animals to protect their area and communicate with one another. Normally, dogs grow bored at home and would rather wander outside all day if they could, but there's good news. Some UK enthusiasts have devised an amazing device that'll keep your pet engaged for many hours, even indoors. This is a complete television station dedicated to pets. The channel's administration claims that it carefully selects programming based on the studies into the canine mind, and judging upon the dog's reactions, they seem to love it. Give us a like if this video taught you more than a whole day of online surfing, and subscribe so you don't miss a single upload, and we'll see you soon.